You don't expect to fall for a Toyota. Not when your mind's already conditioned to crave the glint of a Mercedes badge. Not when your neighbor's Audi stares at you from across the driveway like a quiet dare. Not when every car commercial has trained you to think that premium starts where practicality ends. And definitely not when you walk into the dealership for a Camry and find yourself frozen in front of something else entirely. It's not loud, it's not bragging, but something about it pulls you. There it is, the 2025 Toyota Crown. At first glance, it doesn't shout luxury, it doesn't need to. It has that kind of presence you feel before you understand. A liftback silhouette that looks like it was cut from molten obsidian. A floating roofline with two-tone paint so crisp, it makes even black and white feel new. 21-inch wheels that don't just roll, they rain. You think to yourself, wait, this is a Toyota? And that's the trap. Because the moment you call it just a Toyota, it already knows it's one. This isn't a new Camry with a makeover. This isn't a rebranded Avalon. This is Toyota saying, we're done waiting to be taken seriously. Because the 2025 Crown isn't trying to sneak into the luxury conversation. It's rewriting the invitation list. Let's start with the powertrain, the part that usually makes badge loyalists scoff. The Sleigh, Limited, and Nightshade trims run on a 2.5 liters hybrid system delivering 236 horsepower and an estimated 41 mpg. Smooth, silent, efficient, a commuter's dream wrapped in a premium body. But the Platinum? Oh, the Platinum doesn't play nice. It runs the turbocharged hybrid Max system. 2.4 liters of purpose, 340 horsepower, 400 lb-ft of torque, and the kind of acceleration that makes Toyota feel like a fake name the Crown's using to keep a low profile. 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. In a hybrid, let that sink in. BMW charges you thousands for the M badge to do the same thing. Lexus makes you climb their trim mountain for this kind of kick. Audi makes you sacrifice mileage to touch that level of pull. But the Crown? It just does it. Quietly, instantly, electrically. You don't hear it coming, you feel it leave. But here's the twist. That's not even the wildest part. Because most performance sedans forget the other half of the equation. Comfort. Not the fake kind. Not the stitched plastic with LED glow kind. The kind that feels like the car was designed around you, not around a trend. You slide into the cabin, and it doesn't scream minimalism. It hums warmth. Soft touch materials, brushed metallic accents, matte wood inserts on the 1794 edition. Seats that heat. Seats that cool. Seats that massage. A steering wheel that warms your fingertips like someone thought about morning commutes in January. And the sound insulation? So good you could scream, and only Siri would hear you. Speaking of Siri, let's talk tech. Every Crown comes with a 2.3-inch touchscreen. Not as decoration, not as a spec sheet bullet point, as a real, usable, daily part of your driving life. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, a 2.3-inch digital gauge cluster, and in the Platinum, a head-up display that turns your windshield into a fighter jet interface. You don't tap through the system, you flow through it. Your voice works, your apps sync, your music hits, especially through the JBL 11 speaker premium sound system, and when you're parking this chiseled cruiser downtown, you're guided by a panoramic 360-degree camera and yes, an available advanced park assist system that does the work for you. Let the Lexus drivers stare. You're already sipping your coffee. But here's what makes the Crown dangerous. It doesn't just offer luxury features. It builds them into a lifestyle that's believable. This isn't a weekend sports car you have to baby. This is a Monday through Sunday warrior with the polish of an executive saloon, the tech of a flagship, and the ease of a Toyota. Let's talk ride height. It sits higher than your typical sedan, feels more like a liftback SUV. Which means you see the road better, enter and exit more comfortably, and get just enough elevation to feel above it all literally. And with standard AWD across the lineup, including the Platinum's full-time EOD system with rear-bias torque delivery, you don't just feel planted, you feel in charge. And if you're thinking, okay, but what about the badge? That's exactly why this car is so brilliant. It isn't chasing badges. It's daring you to rethink them. Because what if prestige isn't in the brand, but in the execution? What if quiet confidence beats loud design? What if hybrid could mean horsepower? What if Toyota, the brand you thought only made practical cars, suddenly built something you actually want? Now, let's be clear. The 2025 Toyota Crown isn't perfect, and we'll talk about that in Chapter 2. The price? It leans into Lexus territory. The nightshade trim? Mostly a cosmetic play. And while the rear seat room is respectable, it's not Maybach level, but that's not the point. The point is, for the first time in a long time, a non-luxury badge is doing something bold. It's building a car that looks like a concept, drives like a performance sedan, feels like a flagship, and saves gas like a Prius. The result? A machine that turns heads at stoplights, glides through city traffic, and gives you that rare moment when someone stops you and asks, "What is that?" And when you say, "It's a Toyota," they blink confused, then smile impressed, then nod as if seeing the brand for the very first time. Because maybe luxury isn't about a badge anymore. Maybe it's about the feeling you get when everything works, everything flows, and nothing holds you back. Maybe it's about driving something that doesn't need to convince the world it's premium, because it already convinced you. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the 2025 Toyota Crown is. Luxury for people who don't need to be told they've made it. They already know. It happens somewhere around your third or fourth day with the 2025 Toyota Crown. At first, you think you're just admiring its bitone body, the way the sunlight dances across the sculpted hood, that quiet whisper the electric motor makes when you glide out of the driveway. But then, somewhere in the middle of a late-night drive home or a casual weekend cruise, you catch yourself doing something strange. You start comparing it to brands you never expected. Not against other Toyotas, against Lexuses, against Audis, against BMWs. And it's not about price, or features, or fuel economy. It's about feel. This car doesn't beg you to notice it. It earns your attention with the kind of quiet sophistication luxury buyers spend years searching for. And now, you're wondering, what if luxury doesn't come with a badge? What if it comes with a mindset? And what if Toyota just proved that? Let's talk comfort. Because the Toyota Crown doesn't just seat you, it invites you. Slide into the limited or platinum trims, and the first thing that hits you is the seat design. Bolstered in all the right places, wrapped in premium Softex or real leather, heated and ventilated with perfect breathability. But it's not just the front passengers who get the throne treatment. Rear outboard seats are heated too, because this isn't just a sedan built for one ego. It's built for 4 or 5 very real, very human experiences. The ambient lighting? It doesn't blind you like some Vegas showroom. It glows, softly, subtly, like the interior is aware of your mood. Not trying to create one for Instagram. The panoramic fixed glass roof? It's not just a window, it's an emotion. Whether you're stuck in evening traffic or parked under a star-soaked sky, the cabin doesn't feel closed in. It feels expansive, breathing, alive. And the sound? Let's talk about the JBL premium audio system. This isn't your average, we threw in a few extra speakers setup. It's a concert hall in motion, 11 speakers, 1 subwoofer, each one strategically placed like a symphony arrangement. You'll hear notes in your favorite songs that you never caught before. Podcasts sound like live interviews. And when the bass hits, it doesn't rattle, it resonates. Now, let's get serious. You can't talk about the Crown without talking about what happens when you press that accelerator. Yes, we already praised the hybrid max powertrain in Chapter 1, but numbers only tell half the story. What's more impressive is how the Crown handles that power. 340 horsepower, 400 lb-ft of torque. You expect that from a performance car. What you don't expect, that it's whisper quiet at 90 miles per hour, that the torque curve hits like an electric sports coupe, that the steering, especially in the Platinum with dynamic rear steering, tightens in corners like it's been lifting weights, that the all-wheel drive system doesn't just engage when things go wrong, thinks ahead, corrects before you ever feel the slip, and then it adapts. The adaptive variable suspension reads the road like it's scanning for flaws. On smooth roads, it's graceful. On harsh terrain, it adjusts. You're not bouncing or jarring. You're gliding. Even at highway speeds, even on bad asphalt, the crown keeps your spine and sanity intact. It's that balance that's so rare in this segment. Usually, you pick one: power or refinement, sport or serenity, drivability or luxury. But here, you get all of it wrapped in a silhouette that doesn't scream, but seduces. Now, zoom out. Let's talk value, the true disruptor. A fully loaded platinum crown, with every bell, every whistle, and every piece of luxury kit you could want, caps at around $55,000. Let that sink in. That's less than a mid-trim BMW 5 Series, less than a base model Mercedes E-Class, less than a fully optioned Audi A4. And those cars? They'll charge you extra for driver assists. Toyota gives you standard. Want lane tracing, adaptive cruise, road sign recognition, automatic braking, and pedestrian detection. You'd better open your wallet and your calendar for the tech package delivery. In the Crown, you don't pay extra. You just drive safer. And Toyota didn't stop there. You also get Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 included, blind spot monitoring included, rear cross traffic alert included, 360-degree panoramic view optional, but available, traffic jam assist, front cross traffic alert, advanced park, all part of Toyota's digital ecosystem that works smoothly, not awkwardly. And let's be honest, luxury isn't just features. It's the feeling of being taken care of. That's where the Crown's hybrid warranty hits hard. 8 years, 100,000 miles on the hybrid system, 10 years, 150,000 miles on the hybrid battery, 2 years, 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance with Toyota Care, 24-hour roadside assistance, no premium badge, no inflated service costs, no $400 oil changes. It's the kind of long-term peace of mind luxury brands rarely offer because they want you to lease, not own. Toyota is saying, no, keep it, enjoy it, let it last. That alone feels like luxury. But let's get to the twist, because here's the real climax of this story. The 2025 Toyota Crown doesn't just challenge luxury brands, it forces them to rethink what they're selling. BMW is selling driving dynamics, Mercedes is selling brand prestige, Audi is selling tech integration, this is selling quiet comfort. But the Crown? It's selling all of it under one roof, without the ego, without the price gouging, without the compromise. And the wild part, most people won't even realize it, because this car isn't about flash, it's about substance. It doesn't seek attention, it earns respect. It doesn't ask for your admiration, it gets it the moment you drive it. And that's what makes the 2025 Toyota Crown so dangerous to the status quo. Because in a world obsessed with showing off, this car simply shows up. Elegant, confident, effortless. So here's the final verdict. If you're the type who buys a car for the badge, for the flex, for the compliments, you'll miss what the Crown is doing. But if you're someone who appreciates craft over clout, power without arrogance, and comfort that doesn't come with a subscription, this might just be your next car. No, it's not a BMW, not a Lexus, not an Audi. It's something smarter. It's the luxury car you were waiting for. You just didn't expect it to wear a Toyota badge. But once you drive it, you'll stop caring what the badge says, and start caring how it makes you feel. Because at the end of the day, true luxury doesn't need to shout. It just needs to show up exactly like the 2025 Toyota Crown just did.